So hello guys and welcome to my first video. Installing screensavers for the most part have been the same for the past 2 to 3 decades. Get your screensaver file, put it in the System32 folder, and off you go. So it got me thinking, why don't I use the screensavers from Windows 98? Which I really like, so I did. I got some of them working, like 3D Maze, 3D Pipes, 3D Flower Box, working with the usual installation procedure. But the thing is, screensavers like Underwater, as you can see here, don't really work with 64-bit versions of Windows using those steps. So today I'm going to show you how to do it. So I found these instructions in the interwebs with a little bit of Googling. I will be linking this in the description down below. Originally, it says here that it's originally for XP, but I have managed to make this work with Windows 8.1 64-bit. So the first step is to actually get the screensaver. So you could do it by extracting it from the cab files in a Windows 98, 95, or ME disk, or getting it from an installation, whether it's a virtual or a real one. The thing is, you have to get the correct files. In here, we're going to be using Space and Underwater as an example. So Underwater has 4 files, and so does Space. They have their SCR file, so underwater.scr. For Space, it's space.scr. Then they have their respective DLL files. So for Underwater, it's underwater.dll. For Space, it's space.dll. Then they will need 2 common files in order for them to work. You can find this in the System32 folder for an installation and probably somewhere in the cab files. It's called WildLB32 and WL32DLL. So if we're gonna do, say, like Space, you're gonna get space DLL, WL32, WildLB32.dll, and copy this into your, not your System32 directory, but you'll go to your syswow64 directory, which I have done with Underwater already. So if we're going to search Underwater here, there's underwater.dll and underwater.scr. And if you're going to search for the WL32, it's somewhere here. Anyway, I put them there. WL32. Yep, it's there. And the wild lb32.dll. So they're all in the same folder. So as you can see here, I have already installed the Underwater screensaver ahead of time. So if I double click this, it actually works. You'll notice that it doesn't have any sound because well, you can mute it anyway. So for everyday usage, I have muted the sound. Now if you copy it as is, you will notice that they will appear as wildlife32. That is because in the files they're actually labeled as wildlife32. So what you're gonna do is this additional step is to modify these files with Resource Hacker. So I'm just gonna show you. So I open up Resource Hacker, and then I'm gonna load up the Underwater file. So in this case, the Underwater file. Go to String Table, and then click String Table 1 colon 1033, and then in here it will say wildlife32. Like I said, I have done this ahead of time. Now I have changed it to Underwater, and that's it. You can, once you've modified the files, click this button, compile script, and then save. So as you can see, it says here Underwater instead of wildlife32, and then if we click preview, it actually fires up just fine. So That's all there is to it. So if you like the video, click like. If you dislike, click dislike. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one. Cheers, take care.